Welcome everybody. My name is Elder Armitage and this is...
I'm Sister Armitage and we're missionaries in Sopron, Hungary, part of the Budapest, Hungary mission. We've been out just about 2 months now.
Let's go!
That's something that's said a lot in our mission. The missionaries always say, let's go. It's pretty funny.
I think they got it off the mission president.
They did. So today we are talking about Christmas in Hungary. So we just had our first Christmas. We're going to end up having 2 Christmases over here while we're on our mission. And so we thought we'd share a little bit about what our holiday has been like. We're going to start a little bit before, kind of the week of Christmas. So we just had Christmas a couple days ago, and the week before we actually had an all-mission conference, which was super fun. It was in Budapest, and we drove down there. We took the 3 elders with us in the back of our little car, which they could have taken the train, but they said they would love to ride with us. So that was fun. It's about 2.5 hours drive for us to get to the mission home. So we were actually asked to bring cookies. All the senior missionaries were asked to bring a dozen or 2 dozen cookies. So I made cookies a couple days before, and we ended up going and dropping those off at the mission home. And they had changed P-Day. Instead of being a Monday, they made it on Wednesday, which was the first day of the mission conference. And they just let the missionaries go all over Budapest, just enjoying themselves until about 5 o'clock that night.
Yeah, and as you can imagine, when 70 young men and women get together, people that they have seen and haven't seen for a while, they get together. It can be a crazy time.
So fun though. They just had a good time. We ended up jumping on. We were pretty proud of ourselves. We jumped on the metro, and we jumped on a bus.
Subway.
Yeah. So they have 3 different types of transportation in Budapest. One is just a bus. One is called the Villamush, something like that. It was like kind of like a tram. And then the subway. So we were able to use Google and find out which subway metro that we needed to get to our stop. Yeah,
it wasn't hard. We've actually used it a couple of times when we were first arrived. So I knew where it was. We just wanted to make sure we got off on the right stop. So we got off right at the Vatican.
It wasn't the Vatican.
Sorry,
we weren't in Rome. Basilica,
sorry.
Yeah.
So we got off there, because that's where the Christmas marts were. And so we got off, we looked around, ran into some missionaries, of course, that used to be here in Sopron. And they said they were headed off to Gringos.
It was a Mexican restaurant in Budapest. Yeah, so we were like, all right, let's go.
And there was, all told, I think there was probably like 16 missionaries in that place by the time we had actually got our food. But it was a good time. And then we took off on our own, went looking around at various things, and clocked up nearly 6 miles of walking.
So we went first through the Christmas markets, and we'll show some videos and pictures of some things that we did on here, but we went through the Christmas markets, which were great, a little overpriced for sure. Elder Armitage was looking for some gloves, and they were ridiculous prices, so we didn't end up buying any. So we went through there, and then we walked over to, there's a, what would you call that marketplace? It's just like an indoor, huge, grand market. And it's there year round.
Yeah, it's kind of like a farmer's market, but really not a farmer's market.
Yeah. And so we walked around and looked in there, saw a couple other senior missionaries walking around in there. And I ended up having, some point during the day, I had a strudel. So that was kind of fun. Just tried a different type of dessert in Budapest. And then we ended up back at our hotel.
So that evening, we met up at the mission home at 6?
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
5, yeah. We had pizza, a lot of pizza, a lot of pizza. And then we got broken up into 3 groups. And each group went to a different location near the mission home. And the mission home is actually right down there by the river and basically across from, not too far from Parliament. It's just 1 stop on the metro. And so where we got off, we got up there, and you'll see pictures and stuff of the video. We sang some songs. It was by a Christmas tree. And at that same time, some of the missionaries were out giving out cards, inviting individuals to come to church on Sunday.
Yeah, it was just the most beautiful setting. It was right across the river from the Parliament, and the songs were just beautiful. We were singing in Hungarian Christmas carols, and we had so many people stop and listen to what we were doing, and it was just a beautiful feeling, and being with the missionaries and seeing how many people were stopping and listening and taking cards. And at one point we ended up making our caroling group smaller in order to accommodate all the people that were stopping. So we were giving out cards, and some people spoke English. It was a little harder for us. We were handing them out, and then if somebody started talking to us in Hungarian, we would like get one of the younger missionaries to come over, and we'd say, go get that one, go get that one. So we did the caroling, and that was wonderful. And then some fun thing that we did. So on the escalator, it is really, really steep and long getting to the metro. And so on the way back to the mission home, Elder Armitage grabbed the mission president and some of the missionaries, and they ran up the escalator the wrong direction. And it was long, right?
Oh,
you were like getting tired.
Yeah, well, it's deep. Well, it is long, deep, right? Because the metro goes underneath the river. And so we're down there quite a way. And, you're basically jogging along up these stairs, and it is really steep, but you don't realize it. You're having fun and stuff, and then
until you're halfway.
Yeah, you look up and you realize, holy poop, I've got a long way to go. So yeah, no, it was fun. The young missionaries loved it, yelling and screaming the whole way up, people looking at us.
That was fun. On my side, when I was just going up the regular way, I had one of the sisters behind me who was just handing the pass along cards to the people who were going back down. And so then we got back to the mission home and had cookies and hot cocoa. And the mission president and his wife are from St. George, and one of their wards had donated quite a bit of money to buy Christmas presents for the missionaries, which was really nice. And these sweatshirts are actually some of the presents that we received. So they got a mission home. So we have the Budapest temple on the front, and on the back is a mission scripture. So
the mission scripture.
Yeah, the mission scripture. So that was a lot of fun, and it was pretty touching because they had arranged for the families to handwrite letters to the missionaries and send them in. And as I was sitting there watching them open these letters, I just saw the missionaries tearing up. It was so touching because even though they get to talk to their families and they do communicate with them each week, having a handwritten letter from their mom or dad or aunt or uncle or brother or whoever had written to them, I saw several of the missionaries just kind of under their breath say, wow, and tear up a little bit. And so it was really special.
It was fun to see.
So the next day, we went to a stake center that was in Budapest.
Yep, we had to go to a stake center that was big enough to accommodate us. We get there, there's breakfast. So we helped out with breakfast. After breakfast, there was opening exercises. Sister Wall spoke to us. President Wall spoke to us.
Some musical numbers.
There's some musical numbers going on. That was really great. And then we had some exercises, some team building exercises.
Well, our team building exercise, I think, was it was a white elephant gift.
Oh yeah,
it was a white elephant gift exchange.
That was quite funny. It was very hilarious.
Yeah, the different zones broke up, and we had each brought a white elephant gift to share. So that was just fun. Then we had they had gingerbread house kits on every table with all kinds of toppings and frosting. And then each district was supposed to make a temple out of the gingerbread. So that was super fun.
Yeah, it was. And then again, there was more instructions for the missionaries and how to, help the work along better themselves. And I think we finished somewhere around 4:00. But before that, we did missionary photos.
Yeah, we did an all mission photo. We did zone pictures. So it was just a lot of fun. It was our first, not our first zone conference, but our first all mission conference.
Okay.
And that was pretty exciting. So we drove home from Budapest at that point.
In a new car.
Yeah, we switched out our car. It's not too much bigger than the one we had, but it did have a little bit more room. We had a pretty small compact car, and I think next week we're even changing it again for a little bit bigger one. But
we picked up the car with 54 kilometers.
It is brand new. So then for actual Christmas Day, we ended up having the 3 elders who are here locally in town. We cooked dinner for them, and just cooking dinner is everything here to do with cooking is such a challenge for me. I'm the one that does the cooking, and it's true. So I couldn't just go in the store and buy a turkey like I would at home. So I ended up getting chicken, and then we made roast chicken, mashed potatoes. I normally get some kind of gravy packet to make the gravy. Did not have that here, so I made it from scratch using bouillon and flour. And anyway, it turned out great, but it was just a little bit of a challenge. So we had the 3 elders over. We were able to talk to our family that day and see them opening presents over FaceTime. So it was really fun to see that. So it was kind of a chill day, but just nice to be able to spend that with the elders, and they are not feeling homesick, which was nice. We kept asking them, okay, are you okay? Are you not feeling homesick? Can we do anything to help you? And they're like, no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So we just feel like part of our mission here is just to be a support to our missionaries that are here and just make sure that we're helping them out. And then probably the last thing that we would just share about this week of Christmas is we had a district P Day on Monday, and some of the missionaries from a nearby town came over, and we showed them around a little bit and showed them a castle that is right here in our little town.
That one.
Yeah, the one behind us. We've been collecting postcards. So we showed them that, did a little bit of a walk, went downtown for a little while, and they looked through the Christmas markets here in Showprone. But we just love just spending time with the missionaries. We find them to be just incredible. They're so talented. Their musical abilities are amazing. The way that they comport themselves and the way that they just share the gospel is just such an inspiration to us, and we just love them so much.
Yeah. And so I think that's all for our Christmas. But we will have New Year's coming up. I'm not sure if we'll talk about New Year's. I will tell you this, we were just downtown the other day real fast, and they're already putting away the Christmas Mart little cabins that they have out here. And they've already got new stalls up that are selling stuff for the New Year's. A lot of face masks, a lot of noise makers, a lot of party stuff. So we're expecting a lot of noise New Year's Eve.
It's interesting. It reminds me of fireworks displays at home when it gets to be around that July 4th time frame. You see all the little tents popping up. They had 3 or 4 tents that we saw just in our little town, and we were wondering, we're like, okay, so New Year's seems like a big deal, but there were so many masks, wigs, like you said, noise maker, all kinds of things. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Our next video next week is going to be our update on our December budget, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps us out. And we just wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday.
And a Merry, oh yeah, that's it, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.